All right, everyone, our last video, video 6, is going to ask you to find the 98% confidence interval for the difference in mean number of cell phones per 100 residents in Europe and the Americas. So again, this is practice time for you, so please go ahead and pause the video, take some time to go through the panic process, the mathematical one, not the emotional one, and work through all of that to get to your solution. When you're ready, press play and we will cover how to get that solution. If you find that you've made some errors, just make sure that you're taking some notes to help you catch where things maybe got a little bit more challenging. All right, I will see you in a few minutes. A few minutes. All right, take your time. It's a video. All right, everyone. So as before, the P and A in Panic are the same P and A that you will find within Phantom. So you've already taken the time to define your random variables and your parameters, and you've also gone through all that assumption work. So because of that, we are able to jump down to naming what we're going to do. And in this situation, we're going to do a 2-sample T interval. Because again, T, because we don't know those population standard deviations. So now we're going to go ahead and hop over to the calculator really quickly and talk about getting that confidence interval, specifically 98% confidence interval. For the T interval, we are going to go into our stat screen, over to tests, and we want our 2-sample T interval. So that's going to be option 0. Click enter. And again, we're working with data, so I'm going to leave that bolded. And again, list 1 and list 2. And this time we want to create a 98% confidence interval. So I'm going to come over here and overwrite that 5 to an 8. And again, as before, in every other video, we don't know if the sample variances, population variances are equal to each other. So we are going to select no on that. We'll go ahead and we'll press calculate. And here is our solution for our interval. So we're going to carry that over and we're going to make our interpretation. Now that we've gone ahead and done our calculator work, we now know that our confidence interval is somewhere between 4.3641 and 37.528. So again, notice that last time we said that Europe per 100 residents had more cell phones than the Americas per 100 residents. So it makes sense that if we were doing that subtraction, Europe minus Americas, we would be getting positive numbers. So this actually does help bolster the conclusion that we made in our hypothesis test. So regarding the conclusion, we might say something like, we are 98% confident the difference in mean number of cell phones per 100 residents in Europe and the Americas is between 4.3641 to 37.528 cell phones. If that doesn't quite ring well with you because you're like, how do you have a decimal form of a cell phone? Remember, we are kind of looking at averages here. But if you wanted to round it to the ones place, I would just ask you include the word about to really indicate to the reader that you did round this. So maybe between 4 to 38 cell phones. All right, that is the end of the video and the lesson.